And welcome back, everyone, to Entrepreneuring. I'm Garrett Weinzerl, and my guests today are working with a local New Mexico nonprofit organization to bring farm fresh food out into the community. Alex and Elena, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for coming on. So tell me about your project. You're working with the La Semilla Food Center?
Yes, we are working with La Semilla Food Center. We're a nonprofit organization that focuses on community development around local food systems.
Okay, and so in your particular project, it's called Farm Fresh.
And this project is called Farm Fresh. It's the project itself. The name of the mobile market is the Farm Fresh Mobile Farmers Market. And it's a school bus that's been converted into a mobile market on wheels to bring food access to people that don't have it.
Oh, wow. Oh, so how did this all come about? How did you both get involved with this?
Sure. So with La Semilla, since it's been around since 2010, we have also done lots of education in the community, in schools, and also through our 14-acre farm that we have located in Anthony, New Mexico. And we've also sold a lot of our produce at both farmers markets, both El Paso and Las Cruces. We've done a lot of research and studies, and we understand that farm fresh food is very not so available for families and individuals living, especially in Doña Ana County. So with the Farm Fresh Mobile Market, we thought that we could reach a larger portion or a larger range of individuals that are dealing with food deserts, if you will. Transportation can be a problem or hindrance for families, and so we want to make it accessible for them. We want to offer also cooking demonstrations so that families know what they're receiving. And I think Alex can tell you a little bit more about who the individuals we're going to be working with, because we'll be selling produce from La Semilla, but we'll also be selling produce from local farmers as well.
Oh, okay. Well, tell me about that, Alex.
Yeah, so some of our partner farmers are Tierra del Sol, which is, they're located in Texas, and they're going to be selling us meats, frozen meats, such as goat and lamb meat.
Oh, wow.
And I think they're also going to be selling us like a barbacoa, a beef barbacoa that's frozen also. We're also working with OG Farms. They're located in Anthony, New Mexico. And they're dealing with a lot of different chili varieties, and I think different peppers also. And then Desierto Verde, which is also in Anthony, and they're going to be providing us with a pretty great range of produce also, from peppers to squash to probably melons, tomatoes, possibly even carrots and beets. And then also Brassica Farms, they're going to be doing squash, corn, beans, parsley, watermelon, cucumbers, and probably some other summer crops. We're also going to be having honey, and this is local honey, and also local eggs.
So it sounds like everything that you will be bringing to market has been locally sourced.
Oh, yeah. Everything, we're making sure of that. That's pretty much one of our requirements.
How did you originally start partnering with these different farms? How did you kind of approach them and get the kind of open a line of dialogue?
Well, since we've been selling at the farmers markets, we've kind of established partners, you would say, with some of the vendors, and also just attending the farmers markets, walking around and seeing who else is selling produce, and that's pretty much how we approached it.
Oh, that's great. Did it take a great deal of convincing, or did it kind of immediately make sense to most of your partner farms that you wanted to bring their products into a central location? In this case, your bus, so that you could bring their market out into places where it doesn't usually reach.
It was a little bit of both. Some people might have been a little apprehended at first, but I'm sure we just recently had a soft opening of the mobile market last week, and people got to come out to the farm, actually the main office where we're located in Anthony, and they got to visualize the bus. They got to see it in person and just how amazing it looked. And after that, there was a lot more excitement and people willing to jump on board.
Okay, so going kind of around the table, what do you each do specifically, like within this business?
Well, me myself as the communications and donor relations, I go out and promote the mobile market with individual media, regional, I guess, streams like today. So we've had, in fact, the morning of the soft opening, we had Channel 9 come in, take some footage of us and take footage of the mobile market, getting kind of the ball rolling, and kind of helped with the organizing of getting some talking points and information out, lots of social media, and people kind of knowing that this is pretty much the first mobile market that's being, I guess, set out in the Paso Norte region. There isn't any others in the area that are doing what we're going to be doing with the mobile market at La Semilla.
It sounds very unique. I think most people around the U.S. at this point are familiar with the idea of a food truck, but the idea of a mobile market to go and get fresh ingredients to cook at home, this is the first I've heard of such a project, and to me it makes so much sense.
Yes, so I think some people have kind of seen it like, oh, it's a food truck. We're like, no, we're not cooking food, we're selling produce. Think of the idea of an ice cream truck. We're bringing fresh food, to people and to communities in the areas. And so we have 8 stops. I don't know if Alex has shared with you those stops that we're actually reaching. We're going to be located in Vado Elementary, Beck's Coffee Shop, and of course, La Semilla Food Center, Las Cruces Farmers Market, as well as El Paso Downtown Artisan Farmers Market, Ardovino's Desert Crossing, Anthony Public Health Office, and also the Chaparral Public Health Office.
That's great. How did you? So those are quite a few stops. How did you come up with all of the communities that you were going to be making stops in?
One of the main focuses that we wanted to do was making sure that we hit food deserts, which is classified by the USDA as it's pretty much an area, a neighborhood, or a community that doesn't have good access to healthy food. And there's actually, unfortunately, there's several in the Paso del Norte region. So we're trying to hit as many of those as possible.
Oh,
and
wow.
That's pretty much where the idea of the whole mobile market came from, was just the fact that we have so many food deserts in the area. So many people are lacking access to healthy, good food. And if we're able to bring that, that's going to be, it's very important for the area.
I think one of the things to point out, too, is that we're going to be offering double up food bucks. So for those families in New Mexico that benefit from WIC or from SNAP, they'll be able to double up their dollars, just kind of like the way it's double up food bucks. Their dollar will be matched by $1 to be able to purchase more produce. So every dollar they spend, they get another $1 with a double up food buck. So they're able to purchase more for what they'll be buying at the market.
Well, that's fantastic, because I feel like that's, when it comes to kind of fresh, farm raised, ingredients and produce, that I think that's one of the initial kind of pushbacks on the subject, because a lot of us, if you are lucky enough to live in a community that has a organic grocery store, it can be quite expensive.
Absolutely. So the bus itself is pretty kind of eye-catching. We did have a artist paint it by the name of Saba. It is our logo, but it's great because it has this kind of homey feel, really nice. It's our logo, and we've got it really kind of it's pretty artistic. It's pretty good looking. So you won't be able to miss it when it's riding next to you or down the street.
Yeah, I want to hear more about the bus because it sounds so unique and honestly fun. How is it set up to be a mobile market? What kind of like it almost sounds like I'm sure you came into some engineering challenges.
Sure. Actually, funny you bring that up. Through NMSU, we were able to collaborate. There's an engineering technology class that helped us pretty much. They designed and fabricated shelving, outdoor shelving for the bus. So that's kind of what's going to be holding. They hold the bins that holds the produce, and it's really neat. It just kind of folds down from the bus, so really one person is able to maneuver it, to work it, and that's exactly what we wanted. Also, we told them it has to be easy. It has to be one person has to be able to move it down, and they did exactly what we wanted. And the inside of the bus is pretty much being converted to refrigeration, storage, and also shelving. The whole back half of the bus is just going to be refrigeration, and the rest is going to be storage, pretty much.
No, it sounds like a bus was kind of your perfect canvas for this type of idea. I mean, we've all seen plenty of box trucks, again, converted into food trucks, into little mobile kitchens. But I'm assuming, is this a more traditional like school bus sized bus?
Yes, it's a 14-foot bus.
Wow. Okay. So you have plenty of room to work with.
Yeah, it actually was. It still has the stop sign. You can pull out.
Wonderful. That's wonderful. So in theory, it's been designed to where as long as you can drive a bus, this entire mobile market could be operated by one person if it had to be.
If it had to be, yes, but it's best if two people are out there. It's just handling it. It'd be a lot easier.
Right. Makes sense. Have to go back to the freezer for something. You don't have to leave it unattended in the front.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, that's fantastic. So what how was the overall experience? You getting to work with NMSU and just bringing this whole project together.
It's been fantastic. Another group that we collaborated with, there's a graduate management class. It's kind of their capstone class, so they have to work on an applied project. And through Studio G, actually, they got us in contact with them, and they made a business plan for the mobile market and also our community farm. Wow. They did a great job. Wow, it was just really fantastic to work with them.
Yeah, it sounds like this whole thing was the product of quite a large and successful collaboration.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, definitely.
Well, that's great. So what stage are you at right now? Is the bus good and ready to go? You talked about a soft launch.
Yes. Currently the indoor modifications are still taking place.
Okay.
But we're hoping within the next week to week and a half, it's going to be all finished up, and we hope to be able to hit the road in about 2 weeks.
We'll be looking at a hard launch sometime. We're looking at maybe August now. We want to invite some local regional people from Las Cruces. We definitely want to try and get some council members and local representatives involved in helping sort of the hard launch, probably more towards the end of summer. And we'll definitely let you know more about it as it gets closer.
Well, that's great. That's great. Do you have what is the schedule actually for kind of making your rounds? Is it a once a week type thing?
Yeah, it's going to be once a week, 2 hours per location.
Oh, okay. So, wow, okay. So you must have that scheduled out really well because you had quite a few stops in your list.
Yeah. It was a bit of a logistics issue, and I'm sure we're still going to run into a few things here and there, but as they come, we're going to work them out.
Well, that's wonderful. It has to be exciting because clearly, like I said, this is such a unique idea. So I don't think I would have ever been so excited about making a schedule in my life.
Oh yeah, all the work has been so much fun, and I mean, just the fact that this is something new in the area, you can see how all the people community members are really excited about it as well.
That's great. I want to talk a little bit more to bring it back around to the food assistance programs. How were you able to get to a point where you could kind of match dollar for dollar for those who were using food assistance programs? Did you have to get in touch with the different, like you said, SNAP and the other assistance programs directly, or was this something you were able to kind of do on your own?
You had to apply, right? You had to make an application and apply. And we actually just received word pretty recently, probably in the last week or so, that it was accepted that we can receive SNAP and WIC through the mobile market bus. So we were pretty excited about that.
And yeah, we had to. So Double Up Food Bucks works through SNAP, and that program specifically also works through the New Mexico Farmers Market Association. And we pretty much had to do things. First, you have to apply for SNAP. And separately, you do the Double Up Food Bucks, and then also separately, you do the WIC. And within WIC, it's 3 programs within that. It's WIC, and then the Senior Citizens Farmers Market checks also, and then there's one more program. I need to find out exactly what that does, because I'm not too sure at the moment.
Okay, so the farmers markets that are already out there work with the food assistance program or have a history of having worked with them in the past. So did that help you going into applying with these programs?
Yes, it did. That because they pretty much had some information that we could already use. So they gave us contacts, and that helped us out a lot. So we didn't have to go through each individual website to search out those contacts.
Is that a bit of a learning curve, having to kind of pitch this idea to these the officials at these programs?
It has been because it is newer. They may not be familiar with it. Some may think of us as a food truck. So dealing with the county and the city, we came into some obstacles, but we've been able to clear them by explaining to them that we are not a food truck. We're not going to be selling food, prepared food, and we've been able to overcome those obstacles so far.
Yeah, I honestly think it is more analogous to a traditional farmer's market. It's just that this particular market has wheels on it.
Exactly.
Right. Exactly right. You got it. we hope we're going to have fun with it, and I think people are going to get what we're doing and get excited about it. And especially, I think with the research that's out and us clearly knowing that there are issues with Doña Ana County receiving farm fresh food, that the EBT, the SNAP, the Double Up Food Bucks, the WIC, all of those things, I think, are definitely ways that we can offer families in the community more. So we definitely know we know our target. We know the families and the things and the challenges that they are facing. So we definitely want to make sure that when we go out there, that they are purchasing food that we feel proud of. We feel proud of selling, and like I said, offering the cooking demonstrations is definitely a way that we can work with them and say, hey, today we're featuring this farmer because this is, what he's, brought to your neighborhood to sell. And these are some ways that you can make it, delicious for you and your family.
Yeah, you're really removing, it seems like, a lot of the barriers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that can also be something, because you mentioned very early on that you're working with farmers and you have access to things like goat, for example. And I can't remember the last time I saw a goat for sale at my local market. I wouldn't know exactly what to make with it. So if I got to go to a market and see, well, this is how you can prepare it, this is an option, that would make me a lot more inclined to try new ingredients that are probably fresher than what I'm used to cooking with.
Right, absolutely. Mm-hmm. So. We'll definitely be looking at putting up recipes for individuals through either social media or even just having them available as people stop by and purchase the items. But definitely we're looking at just being able to help families kind of rethink their way of fresh food and local food.
We're also going to have education component tied to it. So we'll be having recipes to go along with the produce that we're selling. We're going to be doing cooking demonstrations probably once a month. And once a week, we're going to be doing fresh produce tastings.
Oh, wow. Great.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
That's wonderful. So is it going to be, do you have it kind of planned out, or are you going to roll with the punches like, well, these are the products we have this week, that's what we'll be sampling?
Well, yeah, it's all going to depend on the produce that we have available at the moment.
Definitely, in the terms of working with farmers markets, it's a lot more seasonal as compared to, you know, a more traditional grocery store.
Sure. Yeah. So like right now, for example, we're dealing with that seasonal issue. All of the winter crops are, I would say, almost done, if they're not all done. And now it's that time to shift towards the summer crops, which I doubt there's any. Well, there's probably some tomatoes and stuff already producing, but it's going to take a few more weeks for them to fully be producing.
That's fascinating. So it won't get boring. It sounds like you'll always be having to work within a more natural supply of products.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it's going to be great. We're going to be dealing with different food, different people, different communities, and yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, that's wonderful. Well, I very, very much appreciate your time. This sounds like it's such a great project. Like getting fresh food out into communities that typically don't have access to it. I mean, it's just wonderful. So thank you for coming on and sharing your project with me. I'm so excited for the bus. I want pictures when it's done, guys. I want to see see the refrigerator and everything when it's up and running. But for those out there who are interested in your mobile market, how can they keep up to date with it?
Definitely through social media. We're posting information through Facebook. We also have an Instagram called Farm Fresh Bus. We have Twitter, and we started a new Snapchat account. But definitely also our website, www.lasemillafoodcenter.org. We'll be placing probably more information, pictures, and things like that, but probably quicker through to the social media end.
Oh, well, great. Well, thank you again. Again, everyone, check out lasemillafoodcenter.org and go find this awesome sounding mobile fresh market bus. I can't wait for it. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, and we will see you next time.
Thanks for the invite.
Thank you.